Hi everybody, it's been very long time, I'm aware, so I kind of neglected the channel a bit. I got lots of projects going on, the life going on, and a lot of things happening in my life, but I will talk about it and give you a little bit update about everything towards at the end of the video, so I don't want to bore you too much about lots details in my life, but I just want to say thank you to everybody who subscribed to the channel, because it's been really, like, even though I was away, I keep seeing people subscribing. I try to answer also some of your questions when you post in the comments. So even though I'm not really like posting the video, but I'm always watching what's happening. So so thanks for everybody who's posting questions and keeping the activity going alive in the channel. And I can't believe I'm already approaching 1500 subscribers, so I would like to thank everybody who actually subscribed and continue watching my videos. So I decided to come back and do longer forms of videos. And also, I know everybody knows me for formulation, but what I'm planning to do with the channel, every now and I'm kind of reduced to formulation a little bit, and then talk about what's happening with this with the cosmetic industry. Actually, my specialty is doing a lot of research and finding ingredients. So I will post here and there like some kind of interesting formulations if I see from the suppliers, or it could be something I come up with. I'll try, and if you have obviously really like specific ingredient you want to formulate, let me know in the comments. I know some of you wanted to like vitamin C, some of you wanted kojic acid, so I'm aware about everything, so I'll try to incorporate slowly all these requests into my schedule. But what I'm planning to do with the channel is basically post videos about some formulation, talk about cosmetic industry in general, a bit of like chit chat, a bit of vlog, give you updates, some also value about what kind of innovations coming out, especially around natural formulations and natural ingredients. There are lots of innovative ingredients coming into the market. So if you're a natural cosmetic formulator, I'll try to post and show you some interesting ingredients that you can actually formulate. So yeah, so basically the format of the channel is going to evolve a little bit, and I would like to also talk a little bit about my own branding and give you a bit of anything interesting happening there, so just keep you everybody updated. So yeah, I think that's enough. I think that's enough bragging about myself, but I will give you a proper update about my life towards at the end of the video if you're not bored. But let's start. So today's topic is about hyaluronic acids and what it is, and how we can formulate, and what actually innovations happening in hyaluronic acid. And I also see some kind of like trend happening about it that is kind of backfiring. Some people had some kind of influencer had some irritation about hyaluronic acid, and everybody picked up on it that it's actually glycerin is better. But to be honest with you, there's a huge difference between the two. I mean, you can also use both of them in your formulations. There's no problem with that. I mean, I will talk to you about like one of the things that the way you can incorporate hyaluronic acid in formulations. Actually, using glycerin actually makes much better, because to dissolve and hydrate the hyaluronic acid. Today I'm not going to show you formulations, but I will talk to you about how can you incorporate hyaluronic acid. So let's start. So as you know, hyaluronic acid has been very popular. Actually, it goes back in the 70s because they're actually used as a sort of like in the cosmetic surgeries, and also like that's kind of like to inject under the skin. It's a filler. So our actually bodies produce hyaluronic acid, and it actually keeps our bodies plump and sort of like hold the humectancy. That's not a word, but hold the moisture within our skin. So, but as we age, we lose this production of hyaluronic acid. So that's why we use it externally as a part of a serum, or could be part of a cream, night cream. So it's very beneficial to your skin because it has the ability to hold water, like a 1000 more capacity of water, right? So it's one of the humectants that actually known to hold so much water capacity. So that's why it's become such a big deal, because it's really important to keep your skin hydrated, and it's actually our body is produces it. So it's really, that's why it's gone really highly popular. So you also have like injectables. So people who makes fillers, they use hyaluronic acid injectings. So that's one of the things that actually about the hyaluronic acid. Is it better to use topically on your skin, or do I actually go filler, like injected, under your skin? So this is not my area of specialty. I read it somewhere that says yes, it's maybe more beneficial go inject it under your skin, or like you can also put it into your on topically on your skin. So it works. Like I make my own hyaluronic acid serum at home and it works. My partner uses it as well. So we both like notice the difference as soon as you use it on your skin. Now, moving on to hyaluronic acid itself, then how can you incorporate in formulations? Some of you actually are aware, know of it, that there's a different molecular weights of hyaluronic acid. So the smaller the weight of the hyaluronic acid molecule, so if you have something they call low molecular weight or ultra low, these are the ones that actually can penetrate down the skin's like harder layer. So it can go down further down, and that can actually make the difference, because it can actually helps with the moisturization deeper on the skin. So the higher molecular one, which is actually more used for gelling agent. So if you have seen my niacinamide and hyaluronic acid serum, over there you see I use hyaluronic acid with a higher molecular weight to use it as a gelling agent. So, and also keep the moisturization. So to double the benefit there, right? But if you don't want to use, the problem with the higher molecular weight is basically it actually makes it more sticky. Every time I use higher amount of, like even if you go like a 1% or like more or less, like between 0.5% to 1, you can get this stickiness, right? I experience it myself. So for example, in my brand's products that I'm going to release hopefully next year, I have a hyaluronic acid serum, but it is sort of specialist one. So it's not that I just gonna use it's actually a 4-dimensional hyaluronic acid. So they incorporated 4 different molecular weights of hyaluronic acid to make it sort of non-sticky, but it's also very effective, and it penetrates under your skin. So that's one of the things I'm going to talk about a little bit soon, what kind of advance is happening with the hyaluronic acid. So back to the topic. So basically there's 4, right? So you got the high molecular weight, medium molecular weight, low and ultra low. And you can, and the more and their prices also changes. So the lower the molecular weight, it gets expensive, because it needs more refinement, it needs more procedures, and these are all in powder form. I have it here, but I didn't manage to gather, or I don't have all of them with me. What I'll do, I'll post some shorter form of videos to talk about each kind of form. But you can also see them if you use a formulator yourself, you know that they are in powder form. So the second part of hyaluronic acid is also now developments happening. There's a really the advancement in manufacturing has gone beyond just powder form. So now you have readily available, really advanced hyaluronic acids. So one of them I'll talk to you about, the 4-dimensional, but you can also buy ready-made dissolved in liquid form low molecular hyaluronic acid, and you can also have like higher molecular one. So if you don't want to bother like creating the serum yourself, you can buy these in ready-made versions. Also, lately I also seen some kind of forms of hyaluronic acid. As you know, this is only water soluble. So now some companies, suppliers, manage to produce hyaluronic acid in oil soluble version. So there is a company in China, but I'm not judging it, because this company is actually really advanced. It's called Bloomage Biotech Company. I'll put a link down there in the description. And they managed to actually make disperse the sodium hyaluronic molecule in an oil-based form. So they have like castor oil and some kind of paste form, but they disperse the molecule in there. So this is specifically developed for makeup and cosmetics. So if you want to have a lipstick with hyaluronic acid in it, you don't have to make it like an emulsion. You can use this product straight away. Or if you want to make some kind of blushes or any other thing that you want to include to hyaluronic acid, now you can. Very easy form. You don't have to actually, you know, with these, especially makeup cosmetics, becoming like especially lipsticks, they're oil based, so you don't need to like incorporate oil and so incorporate water in it just to add hyaluronic acid. So that's really an interesting one. There's another French company called Hyabloom. I'll put a link as well. That company managed to do a oil-based hyaluronic acid in liquid form. So it's just like a normal oil, but it has hyaluronic acid in it. The only thing about that one is that it has PEGs in it, and if you're a natural formulator, you might be a little bit careful about it because PEGs are not naturally approved. They're basically like polyethylene glycols, which is sort of plastic derived sort of microplastics. I don't want to go down that road. I will explain to you in some other video what our PEGs are, but basically they're not naturally approved. Right, and they also managed to produce another form of hyaluronic acid in the similar fashion with the paste form, but I think that one is okay. I'll put the link for both of them. You can have a look at yourself. And if you have any questions, let me know. I think, yeah, and also lastly, I just want to talk about very briefly, if you're a formulator yourself and if you're struggling to sometimes incorporate hyaluronic acid itself in the powder form into your formulations, the easiest way is to dissolve it, not like disperse it in glycerin. So before you add it into water directly, which is fine, but you have to do a lot of manual stirring, and it will take some overnight hydration. So for that not to happen is if you disperse it in glycerin first, so whatever the amount, say you're using 1%, and if you add it into glycerin, that one, and then just disperse it, and then if you add it back and add it to your formulation afterward, it will dissolve faster and you will create a gel effect or whatever the effect that you want much better without forming that kind of jelly semi-powdery look that hyaluronic acid does. It doesn't hydrate that straight away, so this kind of helps with the dissolve and hydration way faster if you dissolve in glycerin. So that's one of the tricks that you can try. I will put a video maybe next week about how to dissolve and make a proper hyaluronic acid serum with some kind of like added. So what I can do for you, just do a basic hyaluronic acid serum, and and the next one we can do a little bit more advanced versions, the ones that talked about it. So watch out for my video for next week then. This week I'm just a little bit tired and I'm just kind of trying to come back, so that's why I'm just keep talking, but I would like to show you next time, and I'm sure you're dying to see how this is done. Yes, and then finally what was going to talk about, yes, so it's all about the hyaluronic acid. We talked about it, and yeah, again, if you have any questions, please, you know, ask me in the comment sections about hyaluronic acid, and I'll try to dig into information that whatever the question you're asking about. And lastly, I just want to talk about myself a little bit, what's happening with my brand. So I'm doing a rebranding. Some of you following me on Instagram already. I haven't done like a full relaunch of the brand, but I did kind of soft relaunch, so you can see my new logo on Instagram. I'm also trying to find the colors of the brand as well. Right now it's very much black and white, but I'm also thinking of incorporating another color. And I've been doing a lot of like research. So my brand's basically main point is I'm actually trying to reduce food waste using skincare. You're using skincare routine. So what does it mean? Is like I'm using a lot of upcycled or byproduct ingredients which have effect on reducing food waste. For example, seeds that are discarded from the food industry or juicing industry, like raspberry seed, blueberry sprigs, or it could be also about algae water. Like I've managed to source an organic algae water, but they are actually, I'm not using, for example, water as you know it, but instead of water, it's a precious source, I'm using this alga water that is captured from drying seaweed. So this company, they actually sourced it from the fishermen who collect this seaweed, and they dry the seaweed. They manage to capture the drying seaweed water, and the rest of the dried seaweed goes into food industry, so you consume it, you just eat them as a dried seaweed. But so there is your big alternative. So what I'm trying to do with this brand is actually have a big eco-conscious and then actually achieve something to reduce the food waste, because food waste, and all this plastic waste is getting out of hand, is everywhere, as you know. So this is the main part of it. I'll have 4 products: a hyaluronic acid serum, a cleansing balm, a lip mask, and then an eye oil, which they're almost done. And hopefully next year I'll launch them. I'm almost done with the formulations. It just takes time to source all these things. But so basically that's my specialty. I do a lot of research and find things, try things, and if you have sort of any other questions about incorporating some kind of ingredient, I will have a look at it. If it's something I can find, I can help you. But again, just write me in the comments. I know some of you who like to write to me directly on Instagram. I mean, it's not a big deal, but we just want to keep the community, everybody informed. So if you put in the comments, I watch it all the time, so I'll come back, I'll reply within a day or so. I think that's it. So this is kind of like comeback hello video, and also last year I got married, so it's been just over a year. I also moved house, so it's just been so hectic with everything and branding. I kind of got a little bit I couldn't do a proper setup of like where can I do my videos and everything. So this is just a talking video, but next week I'll do it, as I mentioned, the hyaluronic acid video, and after that I will try to also do sort of like cosmetic trends, skincare trends, what's happening with the industry, that kind of videos as well. I'll just try to post as much as possible. I'd like to grow my YouTube a little bit beyond, and yeah, so thank you for listening up to here. Again, if you have any questions about hyaluronic acid, please ask me in the comments. And yeah, thank you again, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.